Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Ashok Goel from the Department of Physics and Astrophysics, University of Delhi. Today we are going to discuss about a module consisting of group theory in quantum mechanics from the paper Mathematical Physics. So students, let us see what we are going to learn in this module. In this module, first and foremost, you will be able to learn about the symmetry of the Hamiltonian in quantum mechanics. You will learn about the relationship of the symmetry to the degeneracy of energy levels, which is of great importance. Remember that in quantum mechanics, dynamical variables like momentum, energy, angular momentum, etc. are treated as operators. For example, the dynamical variable momentum is replaced by the corresponding operator given by minus IH cross del, and the energy is replaced by the operator IH cross ddt, etc. The observables of quantum mechanics are Hermitian operators O, and why are they Hermitian operators? Because the physical quantities are real and the Hermitian operator has real eigenvalues. And the fundamental problem in quantum mechanics is to solve the eigenvalue equation, namely O acting on the eigen function psi is equal to lambda psi, where lambda and psi are eigenvalues and eigenfunctions of the observable O respectively. In quantum mechanics, the set of all eigenfunctions of a Hermitian operator form a complete set. These functions define a space called the Hilbert space on which the operators act. Here we will be interested in studying the effect of the symmetry operations on the quantum mechanical system, which means finding the relationship between the irreducible representation of the group symmetry operations and invariant subspaces of the Hilbert space, and the connection between the eigenvalue spectra of quantum mechanical operators and the irreducible representations on the other hand, and finally in the study of selection rules. Let G be a group. A symmetry group consists of symmetry elements Gi, operations of quantum mechanical system, that is, for example, translations, rotations, permutation of particles, etc. form the group G. In the language of group theory, this implies that we have group of unitary operators, the G prime containing all the unitary operators represented by P hat of Gi, such that the group G prime is isomorphic to the group G, because the G prime group consists of all the operators corresponding to a given symmetry operation Gi. Let's consider the symmetry operations of translation in space and time on a quantum mechanical system. Consider a physical system represented by the wave function psi r. Let the physical system be displayed through a vector A in space. This is equivalent to displacing the coordinate systems through minus A, and we thus have the symmetry operation of translation, which we represent by P hat T of A acting on psi of R is equal to, it takes us to a wave function at the point R prime, which is equal to the wave function translated to a point A, which is psi R minus A, such that the symmetry operator of translation, which we have represented here by P hat. So P hat in the bracket TA means that it's a translation in space by an amount of vector A acting on the psi, takes us to a psi evaluated at the point R minus A. Since the wave function of a physical system is a continuous and differentiable function in all space and time, we can expand the wave function psi at r minus a in Taylor series as psi r minus a is equal to 1 minus a dot del plus 1 by 2 factorial a dot del whole square, so forth, acting on psi of r. Now 1 minus a dot del plus a dot del square by 2 factorial etc. can be written as exponential minus I a dot del. So psi r minus a when expanded in Taylor series can be written as exponential minus a dot del psi of r, but del is related to the momentum, and this can be written as exponential minus I by h cross a dot p psi of r. Therefore, the symmetry operator of translation PTA is nothing but the exponential minus I by h cross a dot p. Thus, we have p hat, the translation operator in space given by exponential minus I by h cross a dot p. Likewise, the translation operator in time, which we represent as p hat, t of tau acting on psi r, psi tau is equal to psi t minus tau. This operator in time, p hat, t of tau, can be expressed as exponential I by h cross tau into h. The operators are obviously unitary. Why are they unitary? Because p and h are Hermitian operators and the vector a and the time tau are real. Therefore, the operators, translation operators, both in space and time, are unitary. Let's consider, for example, the case of three-dimensional rotation. We have seen in the earlier modules that the rotation of the coordinate system about a rotation axis theta defined as theta 1 x1 hat plus theta 2 x2 hat plus theta 3 x3 hat, where x1, x2, x3 hats are the unit vectors along the three-dimensional axis. This rotation is presented by this dynamical variable. This operate in quantum mechanics. This is represented by the operator p hat of r, function of the three angles theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, as exponential of minus ih cross theta dot l, where l is a familiar angular momentum operator. Here L is a angular momentum operator which is given by, in quantum mechanics, by ih cross r cross del. We discuss now the symmetries of the Hamiltonian. The Hamiltonian H of the system is a function of the parameters of the system, such as position, time, momentum, angular momentum, etc. And H reflects the symmetry of the system. The Hamiltonian of the system exhibit symmetry properties. For example, it is invariant under a group of symmetry operations which constitute a group. So, the Hamiltonian is invariant under the group operations, symmetry operations. The symmetry operations are the elements of a group, capital G, and GIs are the operations. So, H is invariant, that means H prime obtained as the operator P for an element GI, H, and the operator P hat with GI inverse is equal to H, where P hat GI is the unitary operator corresponding to the symmetry operator, symmetry element GI. It is easy to see that the Hamiltonian commutes with all the operators under which it is invariant. So, if the Hamiltonian is invariant under symmetry operations, then the Hamiltonian commutes with the operators, that is H, P hat is equal to P hat H. Thus, if psi is an eigenfunction of H with an eigenvalue E, P hat GI acting on psi gives another eigenfunction with the same eigenvalue E. The eigenfunction p hat gi acting psi is thus degenerate with the original wave function psi. Thus, starting with an eigenfunction psi of h with an eigenvalue e, we can generate a set of independent degenerate eigenfunctions psi1, psi2, psi n, etc. for n less than or equal to g, which is the order of the group, by operating with all the elements of the group G under which the Hamiltonian is invariant. These functions form a basis for the representation of the group G. If all the symmetry transformations which leave the Hamiltonian H are included in the group G, then the representation formed by the degenerate eigenfunctions are irreducible. In other words, the eigenfunctions belonging to an irreducible representation of G can be transformed into one another by the symmetry operation G, and they are degenerate. The eigenfunctions transforming according to different irreducible representation of G have in general different eigenvalues except for accidental degeneracy. The degeneracy of eigenfunctions means that the eigenvalues are the same. Let H, consisting of the states alpha, be a Hilbert space with orthonormal states alpha. What is the effect of symmetry operator P hat Gi on this? The effect of symmetry operator P hat Gi on this state is given by P hat Gi acting on the state B can be expanded in terms of all these states in the Hilbert space, which is equal to a sum over mu, the state alpha, and sum over alpha, state alpha, with alpha expectation value of the operator P hat between alpha and beta, with the notation that alpha alpha is 1, and this can be written as this expression, the P hat operating on beta is equal to expectation value of P hat between alpha and beta, and with the state alpha, sum over all alpha can be written as a dg alpha beta alpha, where dgi is the matrix of the unitary representation of the group G. In general, the representation dgi is reducible. So what does it mean? It means the symmetry operator acting on the state beta can be obtained from a set of all states in Hilbert space alpha by the operation of matrix representation of G, which we have written here dgi, which is a matrix. So dgi alpha beta acting on the state alpha. In general, the representation dgi is reducible. It can be transformed to a block diagonal form by similarity transformation using a unitary matrix. That is, d prime of gi with components alpha prime b prime is equal to, can be obtained from a similarity transformation of the matrix dg by this expression u inverse dgu, which can be written in terms of the states as u prime between the states alpha prime and alpha multiplied by the expectation value of the operator P hat between alpha and beta, and u matrix u between beta and beta prime, sum over all alpha and sum over all beta. This is then equal to alpha u inverse P u beta, and since this is a symmetry operator, so u inverse P u is P itself. In other words, the unitary operator u beta beta acting beta prime acting on beta gives us a new state beta prime, and when it acts on the left, inverse alpha prime gives us the state alpha prime. Thus, block diagonalization corresponds to nothing but a change of basis from the base alpha to a base alpha prime, which is obtained by a unitary matrix transformation with unitary matrix as u alpha alpha prime acting on the state alpha prime. So it is clear from the above discussion that all the eigenfunctions belonging to an irreducible representation of the group G are degenerate. That is, eigenfunctions belonging to irreducible representation of the group G are degenerate since they are transformed into one another by the symmetry operator of the group. In rare cases, we have accidental degeneracy, which means that the set of eigenfunctions belonging to different irreducible representations of the group may coincide in energy for certain values of the parameters of the systems on which the eigenfunctions depend. But this is not the property of the group of transformation, but this is an accidental degeneracy. In general, the eigenfunctions belonging to different irreducible representation of G have different eigenvalues, but for some parameter values, they may have the same eigenvalue, in which case the degeneracy is accidental. So, in general, the eigenfunctions belonging to different irreducible representations of the group G have different eigenvalues because there is no operation of G which mixes these eigenfunctions. Hamiltonian of the electron in hydrogen atom, we know, is invariant under all rotations in 3 dimensions, and the symmetry group is O3. The eigenfunctions corresponding to the irreducible representations are d L of theta phi are irreducible representations are given by R and L YLM of theta phi. The energy levels of the electron are labeled by the indices N and L, and there is 2L plus 1 fold degeneracy corresponding to L-dimensional irreducible representation. But we know that for hydrogen atom, for a given quantum number n, all values of L from 0 to n minus 1 are degenerate. That is, the actual degeneracy is not 2L plus 1, but in fact, it is n square. These degeneracies arise from the internal symmetry of the hydrogen atom called dynamical symmetry. Thus, apart from the case of such dynamical symmetry operations, the set of eigenfunctions belonging to a given eigenvalue form the basis of one of the irreducible representations of the symmetry group G with the degree of degeneracy given by the irreducible representation. I will illustrate this with the help of an example. Consider a system having a symmetry group O, say the electron in a cubic lattice, because if you remember, O is the symmetry group of the transformation in the cubic lattice. From the character table of the group O, we see that it has 5 irreducible representations of dimensions 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Thus, the energy levels of the system can be only singly degenerate, doubly degenerate, or triply degenerate. There are 2 types of singly degenerate levels belonging to 2 different irreducible representations A1 and A2, which are one-dimensional. The doubly degenerate levels belong to 2-dimensional irreducible representation, which is represented as T3, whereas the triply degenerate level can be of 2 types, depending upon whether they belong to the 3-dimensional irreducible representation T1 and T2. Remember that there are 2 dimensional representation T1 and T2. Now we assign 2 quantum numbers mu and I to each eigenfunction being represented by the cat mu comma I to describe its behavior under the symmetry operation of the group. For example, the 2 degenerate eigenfunctions belonging to the 2-dimensional irreducible representation E are characterized by E comma 1 and E comma 2. We now talked about the degeneracy of energy levels of the system. So I'll illustrate it for the symmetry group D4. The symmetry group D4 we know has elements in 5 classes. The 8 elements in 5 classes. The 8 elements are 1 identity, 2 C4 rotations, 1 C4 square rotation, 2 C2 prime rotation, and 2 C2 double prime. So there are 5 classes, 5 irreducible representation of dimension 1 and 2. There are 4 irreducible representation of dimension 1 of 2. So we know the character table of the group D4. The character table is given in the slide, and you can have a look at it. So the system has 4 one-dimensional and 1 two-dimensional irreducible representation. Therefore, the group D4 has 4 singly degenerate and 1 doubly degenerate energy level. So this is the meaning. This is what the group theory alone tells us, that from the character table we can find, from the symmetry operations we know what is the degeneracy of energy levels. So we can see that the system has 4 one-dimensional and 4 singly degenerate and 1 doubly degenerate energy level. So students, let us summarize what we have learned in this module. First and foremost, we learned that the Hamiltonian commutes with all the symmetry operators under which it is invariant. Number 2, a set of independent degenerate eigenfunctions is generating by operating with all the symmetry operations of the group G under which the Hamiltonian is invariant. Number 3, all eigenfunctions belonging to an irreducible representation of the group G are degenerate, which means they have the same eigenvalue. Number 4, the n-fold degeneracy of the energy levels corresponding to the n-dimensional irreducible representation. Thank you.